What's up, guys? Chris here again. This is going to be a really short video. I'm just going to be talking about the new Mold EP that just released. I believe it was 4 days ago now. I think it was a surprise release that they just put out unannounced, which hopefully leads to a new album coming soon. As I've talked about before, Mold is either in my top 3 or 2 or number 1. I don't know. It's depends on the day, but probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, new old school death metal bands. Their EPs, I don't know how many they've had. I think it's about 4 or 5 now. Killer EPs. They never leave you unsatisfied. If anything, it kind of annoys you that there's not more to listen to. At least that's how I get. And it's how I felt listening to the new one called Aperture Body. I was almost annoyed when it was over because I wanted more. I was talking with my buddy last night about it, and he's a fan of the band as well, and just blown away by this EP. The intro, I had the opinion that it sounds like an 80s sci-fi horror movie backtrack. It's creepy. It's not 80s in a cheesy way. It sounds retro, but also new, which is kind of the feeling of this whole album. I thought that the production sounded old. It sounded classic without forcing itself, if that makes sense. I don't know. They just hit the right mix on this thing. It's got the swampiness in that cavernous type vibe that you would expect to get from Mold, but it also sounds clear in the same way. The guitars sounded a little more clear, they weren't drowning in just filth and whatever how they normally do, which is not a bad thing, except I don't like that from Mold. But yeah, it was a little bit of a different mix than I'm used to hearing from them, which was not a bad thing at all. If anything, I think on this EP, that's probably the best that they've sounded. So like I said, the intro is great. I'm normally not a fan of intros, especially on a short EP like this that I don't even think reach 20 minutes in total length. But it's an amazing intro. I'm not the biggest, like I said, I'm not the biggest intro guy. I'm not the biggest synth guy at all. I really don't care for synths at all for the most part. With the exception of black metal, I can tolerate it in that, but just straight up synth stuff I'm not a big fan of at all. But the intro works, and it leads so well into the second track, which is the title track. The first track, by the way, is called Final Assembly of Light. That's the title of the intro. So the second song is the title track, Aperture Body. Oh my god, what a song. It opens, it reminded me of early Slayer, the opening riff, just has that sound to it. The best way I could put it is, and for this whole thing really, is Slayer was good at controlled chaos. I feel like it always, there was so much going on in their music, but it always felt purposeful. And that's kind of how I feel about this. It's not all over the place just to be all over the place. It was so many cool breakdowns in the song, so many cool just change ups in the riffing and in the, I don't know, it was just, and I haven't listened to it enough yet to really, place this EP in how I would rank either songs or favorite songs or favorite albums or favorite EPs from them. I feel I need to give it a little more time. But I was very impressed. So yeah, like I said, a little bit of early Slayer. It's more of on the technical side and more up-tempo than I feel I'm used to most Mold stuff being. They usually, there's definitely parts that they've picked it up in their earlier stuff, but this, I feel like this was non-stop just kicking your ass. I don't know, it was just a welcome change, and it's not too much change that it's oh my god, and it's not enough and it's not so little that you would just get annoyed that they're just putting out more of the same stuff. And then the third song, Prestige of Birth, Again, more of the same. Just I don't know. The riffs on here are just amazing. And they've always wrote great riffs, but I don't know. Just I can't quite put my finger on like what it is about this EP that just blew my mind. That's partially why I'm gonna wait a little bit, because I have been waiting for them to put something out for a while now. Well, it hasn't been that long, I believe. Planetary Clairvoyance came out in 2019, if I remember correctly. Um, so it's been about 3 years, give or take. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna break down each track, you know, piece by piece, because I would rather you guys just check it out for yourself rather than me just like try to over explain everything. Which is kind of how I feel like I tend to do most of my reviews, or when I explain a band. Like I'll give you the outlines because I don't know like all the technical terms like a lot of you guys know. I don't know. You know when a riff breaks down into this and then it turns. I don't know how to explain certain things, so I can just tell you that this thing rips. Um, like I said, the one thing that stood out to me was just the riffing and the up tempo-ness of it. I just it was unexpected, honestly, and but not in a bad way. Um, I'm kind of cool with a band like Two Mold just like putting out the same album over and over again because it's just so good, the way that they sound. But this was such a change that I didn't expect. And like I said, again, I'm not trying to say like it's completely different, that they didn't have elements of what they've done in this album in other albums, but it's definitely a little bit more of a change. Yeah, I would check this out. I didn't get into it really, but Prestige of Birth, it kind of, like I said, it's just nonstop, you know, killer riffs, killer everything. The mix is great, and then the way it ends, with a not an outro because it doesn't last very long, but um, it kind of goes into like a part similar to how the intro was, just like a relaxing, calming, um, instrumental piece. Like I said, this thing does not overstay its welcome. Not that any Two Mold, in my opinion, has. This really left me wanting more, like really bad, and it's got me so excited for a new album. I don't know if this stuff will be on a new album. I don't know if this is just like a one-off thing that they just threw out, and then they're working on a new album, and the new album will be completely different. I'm not exactly sure. Um, but yeah, this thing is amazing. It's just the right mix of Two Molds, like, their trademark, like, swampy type sound where it's just, like, so heavy. The dude's vocals are so guttural, like, and so low. They're probably my favorite death metal growls of any band ever. Um, they're unique, but not, like, trying to be different. And, like, some people, like, they try to be different just to be different. And I don't know. This is just, the dude's vocals are unreal. And, um, yeah, I don't know. This thing is just amazing. I kind of just turned on the camera real quick, just got out of work, and I've been listening to it all day at work just to like talk about it a little bit. So I'm not prepared at all. This is just my real, it's almost like a reaction more than it is a review. Um, yeah, go listen to it. The solos are amazing. So many riffs on here. Um, yeah, I don't know. I hope that they continue in this direction. Um, it's just, yeah, like, that's what I was saying. It's a mix of how guttural and swampy that they normally are, with a little bit of technicality and a little bit more speed. They have had thrashy parts in their other stuff, but this is just like just a notch above, what they would dip their toes in before. Um, it's just a perfect mix of almost everything that I love in metal and extreme metal. Um, yeah, this thing needs to be checked out by everybody. Even if you're not a fan, which I can't imagine how you couldn't be in the Two Mold. Maybe you didn't like how you know s- uh, swampy, or maybe you thought that the stuff was got drowned out because it's all just so low in the mix. Um, I would check this out regardless, fan or not. Um, I believe, like I said, it's only been out 4 days. I don't think that they have any more physical stuff left. I went to look on their Bandcamp, and I believe it's a name your own price digital, and I think they had cassettes, and I don't think it said that they're going to do a second pressing of it, but maybe they will. Maybe they'll put it on CD. I could give a shit about tapes or vinyl. I really don't care for either of those two. I was going to grab it because they had it, but they sold out of it. They only had cassettes available. Whatever. I've already bought it digitally. I'll probably, keep checking back. Hopefully they put it on CD or something, or maybe eventually put all their EPs on a compilation or something. That would be, amazing. But yeah, I would check this thing out right away. Not going to take up much of your time. It's only less than 20 minutes, I believe. And that's Two Molds, Aperture, Body. If I had to rank it out of 10, I'm the kind of person, I really don't believe a perfect 10 exists. I believe you could always nitpick one little thing that would make it a 9.99999. This is a solid 9. This is amazing. If they continue in this direction in the new album, if they're working on one comes out and it's, in this vein, it'll probably easily make my top 2 Mold albums, which is saying a lot because their stuff is that they've already put out is among my favorite. So yeah, stop what you're doing, turn off this monotone rambling, and go listen to it, and go support the band. They deserve it. They are amazing artists, and throw them a few bucks. The name your own price thing, like, while it's good for someone, if you really, you just want to get the music and you might not have a lot of money, you just want to support the band even a little bit, it's good for that. Maybe throw the band a few extra bucks. If anybody deserves it, I hope, I'm not, talking these guys up and they're like scumbags and, there's something I don't know about them. I don't think so. I think they're on the up and up, but you never know with this kind of music. But anyways, rambling aside, throw them a few bucks. They deserve it. Yeah, go check this out right away. Two Molds, Aperture, Body. 2 thumbs up. Thanks, guys.